All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the HLNtv.com evidence room. I want to show you some of the evidence here, and we'll break it down in two ways. Right now, we're focusing on George Zimmerman's story, and he has told the story more than once in several interviews, including returning to the scene with a video camera with police the day after he shot and killed Trayvon Martin. Let's take a listen to George Zimmerman in his own words.
Walking like in the grassy area, like up towards, kind of between these two poles, and like I said, it was rainy, and he was just leisurely looking at the house. I passed him, and he kept staring at me. I drove past him, and I went to the clubhouse. Then he walked past me, and he kept looking at my car, and still looking around at the houses and stuff. And I saw him walking back that way, and then cut through the back of the houses. He looked back, and he noticed me, and he cut back through the houses. I was still on the phone with non-emergency. And then he came back, and he started walking up towards the grass, and then came down and circled my car. And I told the operator that. And then I thought to get out and look for a street sign. I looked around, and I didn't see anybody. And I told non-emergency, I said, you know what, he's gone. He's not even here. I actually walked all the way to the street. Right back there, they said, are you following him? And I said, yes, because I was, in the area. And he said, we don't need you to do that. But he was about where you were. And I said, no, I don't have a problem. And I went to go grab my cell phone, but I left it in a different pocket. And I looked down in my pant pocket, and he said, you got a problem now. And then he was here, and he punched me in the face. I stumbled, and I fell down, he pushed me down, somehow he got on top of me. That's when I started screaming for help. I started screaming, help, help, as loud as I could. I tried to sit up, and that's when he grabbed me by the head and tried to slam my head down. He put his hand on his nose, on my nose, and his other hand on my mouth. He said, shut up. I tried to squirm off the concrete. Somebody here opened the door, and I said, help me, help me. And they said, I'll call 911. I said, no, help me. That's when my jacket had moved up, and I had my firearm on my right side hip. My jacket moved up, and he saw it. I feel like he saw it. He looked at it, and he said, you're gonna die tonight. And he reached for it, but he reached, like I felt his arm going down to my side, and I grabbed it, and I just grabbed my firearm, and I shot him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to walk you through the map of the neighborhood where all this happened, because I think it's very significant. It's a good way to get your bearings as to what's happening. George Zimmerman on that night is driving from his home down this street. He says he's going to Target, and he gets right to this area, and this is where he says he sees Trayvon Martin on a yard, on a lawn right in front of Frank Taffy's house. He slows down, looks at him, and then says he continues past him, drives all the way down to the clubhouse, parks in the clubhouse, and he says that's when he called police initially. So now Trayvon Martin, he says, walks down, walks past him, is looking at him, and then continues this way. He hangs out by the mailboxes, then continues this way. At that point, George Zimmerman then continues in his car, and he says he parks right about here and sees Trayvon Martin disappear through here, and then he says he doubles back and then circles around his car, and then disappears again. At that point, George Zimmerman says he now goes up here looking for an address and goes all the way up here, still on the phone with police, then hangs up with police, and then says he's on his way back to his car when he says Trayvon Martin comes out and jumps him right in this area, and that's where the confrontation takes place. So, ladies and gentlemen, jury, that's George Zimmerman's story and trying to lay it out for you on the map as it all went down.